The strange discovery. It was just a normal day for Alex and his group of friends, Lisa, Mark, and Emma. They were hanging out at their favorite cafe when Mark first noticed it. "Hey, do you guys have this app too?" he asked, showing his phone to the group. The app icon was simple, a compass surrounded by a glowing light with the name Pathfinder. Lisa furrowed her brows. "I don't remember installing this." Alex pulled out his phone and there it was, the Pathfinder app. None of them could recall downloading it, and it didn't show up in the App Store. Weird, but they were all curious. "Let's check it out," Emma suggested, her curiosity getting the better of her. Alex agreed, thinking it might just be some harmless prank or a glitch. The invitation. They opened the app. The screen was blank for a moment before flickering to life. A map appeared, showing their current location. Then, the message, "Follow the path to your greatest desire." Each of their maps looked different. Alex's map had a glowing dot leading to an alley he had never noticed in his neighborhood. Emma's dot led to a strange spot near the city's park, Mark's to an old library, and Lisa's to the outskirts of town. There were no other instructions, just that single message. "Weird but kinda cool," Alex said. "Let's follow it. Let's meet tomorrow to share what we find." Alex's journey begins that evening. Alex decided to follow his map. The app led him through familiar streets, then took him to an alley he had never paid attention to. It was tucked between two old apartment buildings, a place that seemed forgotten by time. He found an old sign on the ground that read, "Begin here." A chill ran down his spine. The app beeped and the next instruction flashed, "Keep going. You're close." As Alex followed the path, the atmosphere shifted. The air felt heavier, and the city noises faded into a distant hum. Every step he took felt like he was walking deeper into another world. He arrived at an old, rusty door at the end of the alley. The door creaked open before he even touched it. Inside was a small room with a desk. On the desk was an envelope with his name written on it. Inside the envelope was a note. "Are you ready for what comes next?" The eerie clues. The next few days, Alex and his friends continued their journeys. Each location they were sent to grew stranger. Emma found an old journal hidden in a tree at the park. The pages were filled with cryptic drawings that looked like maps. Mark's path took him to the basement of an abandoned building, where he discovered a mirror that reflected his face, but with subtle changes. His reflection looked older, almost worn out. Lisa's path led her to a deserted house at the edge of town. She found an old photograph of herself as a child, but she couldn't remember ever being at the place. The app seemed to know them. It was giving them clues, but also playing on their fears and desires. Friends in danger. Things took a darker turn when Lisa stopped answering her phone. Her app showed she was at a location on the outskirts, but when Alex, Mark, and Emma went there, they couldn't find her. The app continued to show her last location as a red dot. "Something's not right," Alex said. "We need to stop following this thing." But they were in too deep. The final challenge, Alex's next instruction from the app, was the most unsettling yet. Come alone to the place where it all began. The map led him back to the rusty door in the alley. This time he found it slightly ajar, the darkness inside pulling him in. Inside the room, things had changed. The desk was gone, replaced by a glowing doorway. The app's message flashed again. Welcome to your future. Alex hesitated. Something felt terribly wrong. The whispers he had ignored throughout the journey were now louder, more insistent. His phone buzzed again with a final message. Enter or leave, but choose quickly. He stepped through the doorway. The twist ending. On the other side, Alex found himself in a twisted version of his own city. It was darker, the streets empty, and the buildings decayed. He felt the same chilling presence he had felt throughout his journey. Suddenly, a figure appeared. It was Lisa. But something about her was off. Her eyes were vacant, and she didn't seem to recognize him. "Lisa?" he asked, but she didn't respond. His phone buzzed again. This time it showed a new message. You belong here now. Panicked, Alex tried to run back through the doorway, but it had disappeared. His phone flashed one last message. Some paths have no return.